Hey everyone, and welcome back. Just recently did a video on the meter repair of this radio, and I just thought maybe it'd be a good time to have a little look at this radio and its functionality. First of all, this is one of the radios that I managed to secure in a recent barter, as you know, if you've been watching my videos as of late. This is a realistic DX100 general coverage receiver. Basically goes from your radio band AM radio, 520 to 16 or 1700 I think, and it goes through to 30 megahertz. It's a pretty basic radio. It's all analog, nothing to do with storage, i.e. memory or anything. No clock on it, no digital, nothing. Completely analog. The surprising thing about this radio is, even though it's basic, and if you were to look at it on the shelf, you'd say you could take it or you could leave it. But I'm really impressed with how this radio actually works. It's very simple. It's not a complex radio. It's basically your volume. You have your sideband switch here, CW sideband switch. There's a standby, AM, and there's a kind of a noise limiter over here. You can switch it if your AM is noisy. You can switch it on. I don't think it works all that well, but it's there. And then you have your four bands here, A, B, C, and D, which is from your AM radio broadcast band right up to the 30 megahertz band. This is your main tuning, and there's a dial right here. I'll turn it on so you can see. And yeah, it's it's a transistorized unit, and but it's all analog. And here's a tuning dial, of course, a tuning button, and the neat option, one of the neat options, is a fine tune here, which works really well. Now, what I am impressed with is that it's just an antenna, a little telescopic antenna here. It may be all of 30 inches, maybe 32 inches. There on the back there is a place to hook up a long wire. It recommends anything from 50 to 100 feet long wire, and as high as you can get it, of course. But the impressive thing about this radio is how it has decent reception on just that telescopic antenna. Now I can demonstrate now. It's late evening. It's about 7 o'clock local time, and I'll just run through the different bands, and we'll see what we get. This is the broadcast band. Here's your fine tune. Very functional. So as to not get a copyright strike, I'm going to move out of that. Now, I don't think there's very much this time of year in band B, which starts at, let's see if I'm getting closer here. It starts at about 15 thereabout. One good thing about all these bands is they overlap, so you can actually, there's no skips. You go from the broadcast band right up to 30 megahertz. You capture everything. Hit the volume again. Stay on AM for now. And roll up. Pretty noisy here. That's typical in that part of the... And I'm not surprised there's nothing here. Perhaps if I did go slower I could find something. So just kill the volume and go back to the bottom of the third band, which starts at, I believe it's at 5. Yep, just 5, or 4.5 I should say. A bit lower. Like I say, there is a bit of overlap there. So we'll go to band C now. We're starting at about 4 megahertz, I guess. Hit the volume again. Just ever so lightly. And may not get nothing now, but let's just check. Going through 55, 5.5 I should say. Something there pretty low. The fine tune, as you can see, gives you a bit of control. Let's move on. I'm not going to make this video, I should say, a prolonged event. something else there. This is pretty touchy, but the fine tune is the saving grace here. That was actually, yeah, sideband. Here comes the fine tune. This is ham radio. And the BFO here. So as you can see, for just that little antenna, it's doing quite the job. We'll move on now. We'll go back to AM. A little bit of volume. And we'll roll up. Very touchy, as I say, but the fine tune is the saving grace. Once you stumble upon something. Very impressive. I'm to the point now where I'm pretty excited about this radio. It was made in the 1980s. Let's hit the volume and roll back down to the bottom of the band D. And let's have a listen. See what else we can find. There might be some sideband going on here too, I don't know, but it's late in the evening, so this band may not be as active as we would like it to be. And we're up in the... Wow. We're at 20 megahertz. And this is just with the telescopic antenna. This is a fun radio. Simple to use. Band D, sorry, C. That's my fault. That's why I never switched. Sorry about that. I'm still excited about radio, don't get me wrong. Let's see. We're back in band D. Pretty quiet. Not surprising. Right up to 30, as you can see. Probably even a bit above, I don't know. It may tune just above, I don't know. Not like there would be anything there anyway. And here in the evening now, above on the broadcast band, we're up to about 1700. Hearing some radio stations up above 1000 kilohertz. Another one there. Pretty low. Right there. Another one there. Yeah, so if you're looking for a shortwave radio or a receiver of sorts, I suspect there would be lots of decent, fun radios out there. But if you can find this, apparently they're not very expensive. I'm not exactly sure, maybe I'm wrong, but I can't find anything on eBay. But this DX100 Realistic would certainly be a great starting point for somebody that's interested in shortwave. This radio is probably going to end up in my shed. I may hook up a long wire to it someday, but I'm just going to leave it out in the shed for when I'm out there and I might want to listen to some broadcast, AM broadcast on medium wave, or if I want to, do some shortwave listening on the other bands. So the beauty of it all is the telescopic antenna is going to serve me quite well, even if I don't hook up the wire, a long wire to the back. So I'm going to cut this video now. Thank you folks for dropping by and and watching the video, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.